everybody, Noreen here from organizedandcreativemom.com. Thanks so much for joining me today on my channel. I recently had the pleasure of doing a Facebook Live on the Creative Scrapbooker magazine Facebook page. And during that video, I shared some ways to use some of the new Creative Memories tools. And during the session, of course, it was difficult for everybody to see, and it's difficult to kind of display everything. So I thought I would do another quick video showing you some of the same ideas so that you can see them in a little bit more detail. And of course, if you didn't happen to catch the Facebook Live and you're seeing this for the first time, I'm glad to be sharing these ideas with you. All right, so first up, we've got the Creative Memories Banner Flag Decorative Punch. And you can see that this is a punch that will create a banner or a flag or a pennant style shape with a little tab or tag across the top. So you could use it this way as a flag, this way as a pennant, etc. As with all of the Creative Memories punches, there's the locking mechanism here that keeps the punch in place, and it's great because then it stores flat as well. All right, so let's take a look at what it can do and some of the ideas that we can make with it. Let me show you first just how to use it. Of course, we see that there's the paper channel here, so we simply slide it in. I like to turn it over so I can see where I'm punching. Then just gently press on it to hold the paper in place. Turn it over and punch facing downward so that the paper shape will come out. Now the punch can make the flags, and you can use them in so many different kinds of ways. I think a lot of us think of the idea of bunting. I like to use them as well just off to the side of photos. It's a great place to put a little caption or add a little sticker or an embellishment cluster. Oftentimes we'll see, this idea at the top of a page just kind of to fill in some space, especially on an asymmetrical layout. And of course, this is a great way to use it as well. And for the wreath, I've just simply taken one of our custom cutting system circle patterns, traced it onto the paper with a pencil, and then just added a couple of rows of the beautiful pink and green blend and bloom paper that was punched into the banners. And I think it's quite charming when the little ends of the banners just kind of are free floating. Then I've just added a circle on top, and this would be perfect for a title page. Add a circular photo inside there. Really a lovely way to set it off. But that's, those are all kind of using the punch as is. So I want to share with you some of the other ways that we can use the punch. So I played around with it quite a bit and came up with a variety of different ideas, including a border, a joined flag, pennants or banners of different lengths, a little top hat or a plant pot, some chevrons, and some little houses. First up, let's have a look at how we can make this kind of zigzag border. What I've got here is a piece of 1 inch double-sided paper. You can use cardstock, you can use patterned paper. And we're going to feed that in along the bottom edge of the punch. Now you'll notice that the paper will only go down as far as the paper channel allows. So that makes it really easy for us to line it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide our paper strip, our 1 inch paper strip, down to the very bottom, and we're going to line up the cut edge with this edge of the punch. All right, slide it down, line it up. Then we're going to just, again, gently squeeze so that the paper is held there, and punch by turning it over. When we open it up, we see that we've got that little sort of house shape. So we're just going to continue on, and we're going to line up this edge now with the edge of the punch. Okay, all the way down, line up and punch, line up and punch, line up and punch, and we're just going to continue all the way along. Once you do it a couple of times, you get pretty quick at it until we get to the end. Okay, and then I can just trim off. Okay, so that's how I can make a little border punch. Really cute. You could put two together and make kind of a zigzag. A really easy way to get a little bit more from your banner punch. I think it's great to know that you can create these kinds of shapes that are longer than the punch itself. And when you look at the width of the banner or flag, you'll see that it's about 3/4 of an inch. So if you take your 3/4 of an inch strip of paper and instead of sliding it into the paper channel, slide it in through the top, just like that until it hits the bottom. Again, squeeze gently, turn over, and you'll see that now you have the ability to create whatever length of banner strip that you want. Fortunately, you can't go any wider, but that is a great way to create title strips, pennants for the ends of your edges of your pages, that kind of thing. And to create a double, basically trim your paper or your strip to the length that you want and simply insert the other edge and trim. And then you have a nice little double end banner strip. Another way you can do that is to fold a 3/4 inch strip in half and insert both ends into your punch from the top, punch, and you've got an exact replica on both sides. Now, in order to create some connected banners, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to fold it in half. And by making the fold, it's almost like, when you were cutting out little hearts when you were little. If you cut along the fold, your design will be attached. So we've got our piece of paper folded. We're going to slide it in to our banner punch. We're going to line it up just so that it doesn't quite reach the edge of one of these tabs. Again, gently squeeze to hold it in place and punch. And then when you unfold it, you have a lovely connected banner strip. To create these two little shapes, all we're going to do is we're going to focus on the tabbed edge of the banner punch. And this is a really simple little technique. We're going to slide our paper in, but we're not going to let it go all the way to the edge. Okay, we're just going to line it up, squeeze to hold in place, and punch. And you can see that we get this little shape that is perfect for a little snowman's hat, little top hat, something like that. Or if we take our scissors and just snip away at a slight angle, we get a cute little plant pot. And that would be a great little addition to a page with a floral border. You could add a little plant pot underneath it and add your floral embellishments on top. Now, to get the chevron and the little house shapes, these were shapes that I kind of found on my table after doing some experimenting. So you may not, buy the punch necessarily to create these shapes, but it's kind of nice to know that you can make them if you needed them. If you needed a chevron, my banner punch will make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3/4 inch strip. We're going to insert it from the top into the punch itself. Line it up so that it's nice and even. Squeeze gently to hold the paper and then trim it. Okay, and as you can see, we get kind of a little house shape from it. But now we're going to take that same piece with the cut edge and we're going to put it back into our punch and punch again. And so now you can see that we've got a nice little chevron. This one's a bit off center, but you can see how you can create the chevron. And the nice thing is that, again, your paper will only go as far as the channel will let you, so your chevrons will always be the same size. The hardest part is getting your paper back into the punch. Okay, there you go. So again, I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can use your punches in some unique ways. My favorite saying is, when I get a new punch, I ask myself, what if? What if I turned it? What if I flipped it over? What if I cut it apart? What if I only used part of the punch? Look at your punches with fresh eyes and ask yourself, what if? And I bet you'll be amazed at all of the different ways you can use your punches. Thanks very much for joining me. Hope you got some good ideas and tips and that you try them out. I look forward to sharing more tips with you again soon. Thanks again for joining me. Bye for now.